You're listening to Snippets from the Summit with your host, Scott McKay.
Oh, how's it going, gentlemen? This is your main man, Scott McKay, coming at you again with another Snippet from the Summit as part of the Mountaintop podcast from X&Y Communications. Today, I'm going to offer a topic to you, gentlemen, that may challenge you a little bit. And it all starts with me reminding you guys that this is an anti-victimhood operation around here. Everything is not women's fault. Everything is not society's fault. And indeed, even though it may not be your fault either, you're the one who's going to have to step up and do something about your own success with women. That's always been how the centralized mission around here has been defined, helping you deserve what you want in terms of getting the kind of woman who's looking for a guy like you because you've done the self-work to attract her, and also avoiding the women who are, well, batshit crazy and are going to ruin your life, and finding a woman who's actually sweet, secure in herself, and looking to be happy for the rest of her life instead of being borderline or something. Well, with that in mind, I saw a post yesterday that was in the Facebook group of my good friend Mark Mawhinney, who's a coach of coaches and has been a multi-time guest on this particular podcast. And the subject matter of the post was how parents are training their young children to be victims. In other words, society is against you, and you were born the wrong race, the wrong nationality, in the wrong place, or in the wrong socioeconomic environment, and basically the world's against you. So make them pay, try to get all the handouts you can, and try to do the hustle as much as you can, because really you're not going to be able to do anything else to get out of that predicament. It's just how society made you. And of course, Mark is anti-victimhood, kind of like I am, and I'm sure probably you are as well as a listener to this show. And he mentioned how a lot of people indeed, and I love this quote, were born on third base and feel like they've hit a triple. Well, I understand that privilege is a real thing. And I also understand that there's economic privilege that predisposes people to getting better opportunities throughout their life, in their career, and of course, in terms of building wealth. But I want to challenge you because I don't think that sense of privilege is much different than what a lot of guys in the men's dating and relationship space consider in terms of guys who've won the quote-unquote genetic lottery having a better chance with women. You see, a lot of men fall into a certain kind of victimhood based on their perception of not being tall enough, good-looking enough, genetically gifted enough, rich enough, and that is indeed also a victimhood mentality. In other words, something's been done to me that's out of my control that puts me at a great disadvantage compared to those privileged guys who are going to get all the women. Guys, you know what? Perceiving one's own victimhood through the lens of having not won the genetic lottery enough to be successful with women is absolutely, positively no different than viewing personal victimhood through the lens of economics or career opportunities. But here's the strange dichotomy I often see. A lot of men who are of the victimhood mentality when it comes to women, and I'm talking to all of you guys who are hashtag MGTOW guys, red-pilled guys, manosphere guys, who think everything is rigged against you in the family law system, in the dating pool, that marriage is for losers and men always lose when they get married, and that women aren't worth it anyway because they're solipsistic and everything's about them and you're not going to get anything out of this anyway, so just stay at home and watch porn or whatever. That attitude, that victimhood, is often adopted by guys who at the same time are going to the voting booth and pulling the lever for the side that's anti-victimhood. And these are the same guys often who are saying, hey, you know what, woke is broke. All these guys who talk about race privilege, who talk about economic privilege, they're all full of it. And, just go out there and get a job and make the best of what you have. That's the American way. Guys, what I'm calling out here is the hypocrisy of holding both of those views. The victimhood mentality when it comes to women and the bootstrap mindset when it comes to your life, your career, and that kind of privilege. But really, they're the same. So let's explore how a guy could land with one foot on both sides of the fence that way, which, by the way, is going to really, really hurt your nuts if you slip. Just saying, even proverbially. How can one have the poverty mentality when it comes to women and have an abundance mentality when it comes to your life, your career, et cetera, et cetera? Well, I think it all has to do with what you're used to, your upbringing, et cetera, et cetera. Let's face it. Many guys who come from a good home and have good opportunities, went to a good school, went to a good college, have a great job nowadays, were used to having things go well for them from an early age. Their confidence was built early on by their parents, by their peers, by their teachers. However that happened, it indeed worked in their psychological favor. But meanwhile, if they were scared of women, if they never had a girlfriend through junior high, high school, and then through college, then that too good to be true syndrome sets in, and the first and second and third times that things don't go well when they ask a woman out, let alone try to date her, they start getting a little upset, they start getting a little jaded, and they develop a poverty mentality when it comes to women. That's exactly how we as men can end up being very self-reliant, confident, and indeed self-sufficient when it comes to our careers and basically our life trajectory on any path other than dating and relationships, while still remaining very pessimistic with a poverty mentality and adopting that victimhood mindset when it comes to women and relationships. Gentlemen, my call to action to you today is to be consistent once and for all. Realize that victimhood is victimhood. It's going to keep you in last place, whether that's in your job, whether that's in your dating life, or anything else in this world. So if you've already had the wherewithal to feel like a winner in your career or in anything else, then what's stopping you really, in the real world, from having that abundance mentality when it comes to women? Is it your past? Is it stinking thinking that has turned into habits over the years? If so, I challenge you to rethink all of that. Realize that playing the blame game and playing victimhood is the same game, regardless of whether it's in your professional life, your personal life, or your dating life. If you'd like to sort all that out once and for all, give me a call. I'm happy to talk to you. If you'd like to talk about that or anything else, Scott at mountaintoppodcast.com. Be good out there.
As always, visit mountaintoppodcast.com for more.